Hello and welcome to the Harriet Tubman Cultural Center. My name is Raul Delarmy. I'm the Director of Howard County Department of Recreation and Parks, and I'll be your MC this morning. Thank you for joining us for this ribbon cutting ceremony to celebrate the opening of this newly renovated school that will now be known as the Harriet Tubman Cultural Center. This center will be one of our department's newest facilities for our wonderful programs and the new home of the Harriet Tubman Foundation. It is also great to be opening this facility named after Harriet Tubman as we continue to celebrate the 200th birthday here in Maryland. Before I begin, I would like to recognize the following dignitaries. Please hold your applause until I read all the names. United States Congressman John Sarbanes, Cheryl McLeod, representing Governor Hogan's office, Maryland State Senator representing District 13, Guy Gazzoni, Maryland State Senator representing District 12, Clarence Lamb, Maryland State Senator representing District 9, Katie Fry Hester, Maryland State Senator representing District 9A, Trent Kittleman, Maryland State Delegate representing District 13, Vanessa Atterbury, Maryland State Delegate representing District 12, Jessica Feldmark, Maryland State Delegate representing District 12, Terry Hill, Maryland State Delegate representing District 9, Reed Novotny, Maryland State Delegate representing District 13, Jen Terrassa, Maryland State Delegate representing District 9B, Courtney Watson, Howard County Council Vice Chair representing District 3, Christiana Rigby, Howard County Council Member representing District 4, Deb Young, Howard County Council Member representing District 5, David Youngman, Howard County Council Member representing District 1, Liz Walsh. And if all the Board of Education members, I know some of them will be here, if you can raise your hands, that'd be great. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you coming. Now I would like to welcome our first speaker, who's representing County Executive Dr. Ball, who couldn't be with us today, Howard County's Chief Administrative Officer, Lonnie Robbins.
Thank you, Raul. Good morning, everyone. What a gorgeous day. This is just an awesome day for an awesome ceremony. It's an honor for me to be here today to celebrate the opening of the Harriet Tubman Cultural Center. County Executive Ball extends sincere regrets that he's unable to attend today's event due to a family obligation. So he asked me to convey his heartfelt congratulations on successful completion of the center, as well as his appreciation of members of the Harriet Tubman Foundation, the Harriet Tubman Advisory Council, and so many others for their hard work and dedication in making this dream a reality. I'd like to thank the entire state delegation, and especially Frank Turner, our former and longtime state delegate, for championing this project and doing his part to help obtain the needed resources. Frank, I understand that you have an office inside. I look forward to spending time with you in your office. I'd also like to thank the County Council for their continued support throughout the years. Finally, I'd like to give a special shout out and thanks to Director Raul Delarme and the Howard County Department of Recreation and Parks for their enormous efforts throughout this process that will make and continue through the future. As the first African American Chief Administrative Officer of Howard County, and one who has served under several administrations, I have witnessed the planning, assemblage of resources, and continuity of effort needed to protect and amplify the legacy of Howard County's only African American school. It is also nice to see former County Executive Alan Kittleman. He also played a part in making this dream a reality. In 2015, a memorandum of understanding was executed between the county and the Howard County Public School System to transfer ownership of the Harriet Tubman School building and surrounding property to Howard County to be preserved as a historic educational and cultural center. In 2019, County Executive Ball signed an executive order creating the Harriet Tubman School Operations and Use Advisory Council. That identified resources for the project that we celebrate today. It is truly remarkable to see this historic landmark launched to become a resource and gathering space where many Howard Countytonians come to learn history and build bridges for future growth. While today we are looking toward the future, we must not forget the past. In 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Brown v. Board of Education that schools segregated by race were unconstitutional. Still, it took 11 long years to close this facility and allow black students to attend other schools in the county. I was not living in Howard County at the time, but I was not far away, having grown up in Worcester County on the Eastern Shore, and not far from Dorchester County, birthplace of Harriet Tubman. Growing up in the 50s and 60s, I attended segregated schools and can truly appreciate the legacy of the Harriet Tubman School and the importance of memorizing the impact and contributions of African Americans then and now. For while the dreams of Harriet Tubman, W.E.B. Du Bois, Silas Craft, L. Hart Fleury have not been fully realized, this gathering gives me great hope that we are inching closer. In closing, thank you for being here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. I do have a proclamation for the foundation, and since we've got a lot of speakers on the agenda, I don't really want to take the time to read it, but I'd like to present it to Bessie if she's available. Thank you.
Thank you, Lonnie. I would like to welcome our next speaker, United States Congressman John Sarbanes.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be with you today on this occasion, and I'm actually going to begin by reading from a certificate of special recognition that I brought to celebrate this momentous occasion. This is a certificate presented to the Harriet Tubman Foundation of Howard County, really everybody who's been part of this incredible initiative, which is the culmination of many years of attention and focus, as you know. On the occasion of its Harriet Tubman Cultural Center ribbon-cutting ceremony in commemoration of the history and significance of African Americans in Howard County, Maryland, in acknowledgement of tireless efforts to preserve this school, the Harriet Tubman School, as a historic educational and cultural center, and its commitment to ensure that the stories of faith, family, community, and struggle for freedom are told, with deep gratitude and appreciation for its perseverance and dedication to sharing the legacy of the school, and a Maryland native, abolitionist, and humanitarian. Congratulations and best wishes for many more years of continued progress and success. And I'll present this to Bessie in a moment, but let me just say that the power of this place is undeniable if you think about it. And over the last few years, we've had occasion to lift that up and to realize its full potential. You look back over your history, you try to find the ways to properly reinterpret that, to recognize the progress we've made and the perspectives that we have, and you find physical locations that can help you process the history of this country and get us to a new place. And this building, which is so much more than a building, is one of those places in this county, in this state, and in this country. And that's why we celebrate it. So whenever I'm here, there's a special feeling. And I want to thank all who've, over the years, reinterpreted this, the power of this place, channeled it, reclaimed the pride that people have in connection with this place, and then create really just a beautiful site for continued cultural awareness. So thank you all for all of your efforts over the years to get us to this place, and congratulations on the ribbon cutting today. Thank you. Bessie, why don't I come up, get a picture.
Thank you, Congressman Sarbanes. Our next speaker is representing Governor Hogan's office. Please welcome Cheryl McLeod.
Welcome, everyone. I first want to give homage to the Native Americans who had this land, who owned this land, to our African ancestors who worked this land, and to those of us here today who must preserve this space. I give honor. On behalf of the governor's office, it is my honor to read to you this citation. I always have a story to tell, and I know we've got time, not a lot of time. So I'm just going to do a little story and then read it and then do what I need to do. Normally, if you know anything about citations and proclamations, they say, write us what you want to say and then send it to us, and we'll put the whereases and whichever else. What actually happened this time, I sent the information to the governor's office that gave a history of this space, and in his own words are the words that I am sharing with you today. The state of Maryland, governor of the state of Maryland, to Harriet Tubman Cultural Center, greetings. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of the enduring legacy of excellence formerly represented by the Tubman School, that will now serve as a beacon of light to inspire, uplift, motivate, and educate the citizenry, as well as advocate for the continuation of Harriet Tubman's commitment to freedom, justice, and greater equity. On the occasion of this momentous dedication, it is with everlasting hope for our shared futures. We are pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation, given under my hand and the Great Seal of the state of Maryland, this 17th day of September, 2022, signed by Lawrence J. Hogan, Governor, Boyd K. Rutherford, Lieutenant Governor, John C. Wobensmith, Secretary of State. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. I would like to welcome our next speakers, Senate Delegation Chair representing District 12, Senator Clarence Lamb, and House Delegation Chair representing District 9B, Delegate Courtney Watson.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here on this momentous occasion, joined by House Chair Delegate Courtney Watson and many of the members of our delegation this morning. It's a real honor to be here to represent the delegation, and I remember taking a look at this facility back in 2014 and 15 and the state that it was in, and being able to come back now to recognize the tremendous amount of work that's been done through a lot of hands here. A lot of all of you were involved as well, making sure that this day could come to being. And so I also want to recognize some members of the delegation and past members as well, who have been really instrumental in making sure that that we were able to see today. Senator Guy Gazzoni sends his apologies. He was not able to make it because of an unexpected conflict that came in this day. But the state actually chipped in $2 million to make this facility happen. That's in addition to the $7 million that the county put in as well. Tremendous partnership there. And as a former House member, I remember Delegate Frank Turner, we were sitting on the House floor, this was years ago, before his retirement, and he was strongly committed to making sure that this facility would come into its current being. And I remember him sitting on this House floor saying, we are going to make this happen before he retires. And now that we come here today, we see that he has. And he's going to come up and speak as well. But I want to thank Delegate Turner for his tremendous leadership, without which we wouldn't be standing here this morning. Let me turn over to my House Chair colleague, Delegate Courtney Watson.
Good morning, and on behalf of the House of Delegates in the state of Maryland, we wish you the best on today's ribbon cutting. Adrienne Jones, the Speaker of the House, could not be here today, but she is very much following this project, especially since we have been able to bring the $2 million home and hopefully more in the future. So she sends her best, and Dr. Calvin Ball, of course, is at the funeral of his beloved uncle and could not be here today, but I know that he is thinking of all of you today. I will be speaking at the later program, so I'm going to turn it back to Senator Lamb.
And we have a citation to present on behalf of the Howard County delegation. If I can ask Ms. Bordenave and Lonnie and Raul to come up. We will present this. It's just a very brief citation. Be it hereby known that sincerest congratulations are offered to the Harriet Tubman Foundation of Howard County in recognition of their Harriet Tubman Day celebration and devotion to preserving the legacy of Harriet Tubman High School for 20 years. Presented on this 17th day of September 2022 on behalf of the Howard County delegation, myself, Senator Lamb, House Chair Delegate Courtney Watson, and all of the members of the Howard County delegation here this morning. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lamb and Delegate Watson. I would like to welcome our next speaker representing District 12, Vanessa Atterbury.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Atterbury. I represent District 13 in the Maryland General Assembly. Delegate Terry Hill, where are you? Represents District 12. We are, I will say, and we will both claim it, the first African American females to be elected to the State House from Howard County, and we were elected the same year. I'm going to be brief, but I would like to call my friend, you will hear from him, Oliver friend, and my very good mentor, former Delegate Frank Turner, to come up and stand with me while I make my remarks. I just want to briefly thank the Harriet Tubman Foundation. I want to thank Miss Bessie, if you could come up too, and all the alumni of the school for all your years of hard work and persistence and having this moment come to fruition. We know the history of this school, and when we walk through the school, we are literally going to be walking through history, a history of love and a history of learning for the African American community. And now it's come full circle where it will be a place of learning and love for the entire community. And we don't know how relationships intersect. So I learned just this morning, Mr. Fleury, who I knew as a child growing up, he was friends with my mother, went over to the Board of Ed in the late 1970s. And he looked through a pile of applicants, and he wanted an African American who would be able to speak up and stand up for themselves and what was right at Clarksville Middle School. And that person was my mother, Rosalind Atterbury, who taught there for over 30 years. Thank you. We know that Atholton High School was opened because this school was not integrated. And my brother and I, and now my young cousins, went through the halls of Atholton High School several years ago, a little while ago. So this place has so much meaning and so much history, and we don't know how that intersects. But it's so wonderful to have played a very small part and taken on direction from former Delegate Frank Turner, who I was able to put in legislation for, I think, the final piece of funding that he would have done if he hadn't retired. But I just want to personally thank him for all the years of his hard work and his persistence in bringing this to fruition. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delegate Atterbury. Our next speaker represents County Council District 3. Please welcome County Council Vice Chair Christiana Rigby.
Hello, and thank you to everyone for being here today. This was truly a labor of love to have the Harriet Tubman School in the first place. Oh, good. I was about to invite my colleagues, and we're missing just one. Okay. So it truly was a labor of love of this community to get this school built in the first place. And it's been a continued labor of love to honor it in its next stage. And that's evident by everyone here today. It is evident when you hear the stories and the oral histories of the alumni, when you hear children of the alumni talk to you about their parents' experiences. It has been a community effort, and it has been sustained. And every single official that has touched this project in some way understands that importance and honors the memory of the Harriet Tubman School. So I will now present this honorary resolution on behalf of the council. Whereas, after an exhaustive effort by African Americans in Howard County to seek formal publicly funded education, the Harriet Tubman Junior Senior High School, named in honor of the inspirational and fearless leader, opened its doors in 1949, providing an education for African American students in Howard County, producing many notable graduates who became leaders in Howard County and around the world. And whereas the school was closed in 1965 after the integration of Howard County's public schools. In 2002, school alumni founded the Harriet Tubman Foundation to guide the future of the building, honor the memory of Harriet Tubman, and to celebrate the dedicated teachers, administrators, families, and students who work together to expand opportunities for the African American community in Howard County. And whereas, in 2015, an agreement transferred ownership of the building and the property from the Howard County Public School System to the county to be preserved as a cultural and education center. Now, therefore, be it resolved on this 19th day of September 2022 that the County Council of Howard County, Maryland commends the Harriet Tubman Foundation on its efforts to preserve this crucial piece of Howard County history and with the establishment of the Harriet Tubman Cultural Center. And thanks all of the alumni, teachers, administrators, and families who have contributed to this important legacy. Thank you. Ms. Bordenave.
Hello, everybody. My name is Deb Young, and I represent District 4, where this beautiful new cultural center is located, which is why I get a minute to address you all. And I wanted to take it because I've been so excited watching this year after year become the beautiful building that it is today. What a wonderful day that we have for this. It's a proud moment, too, for the Harriet Tubman Advisory Council, who first met 20 years ago to pursue this dream of turning this beloved educational center into a cultural center for the African American experience in Howard County. It's a proud moment for the former graduates and attendees of the Harriet Tubman School and their many contributions to the civic and cultural accomplishments of this county. Can all of you who were attendees or had any relationship to this school back then, please raise your hands so we can see all of you in this audience? Beautiful, because you are the ones who should be celebrated. So when I was getting ready to do this, I said, I want to get a real memory from one of the attendees. So I called up Herman Charity. So where are you, Herman? Where did you go? As long as I'm talking about you. Oh, he's back there. Okay. I just want you all to know this came directly from him, okay? So I can see there are some people laughing who might have known Herman when you all went to school together. So I wanted to share some of the recollections from Herman that were shared with me when I asked him to take me down memory lane. I said, what was it like attending Harriet Tubman School in the 60s? And I think the thing that most hit me was how many times he said the dedicated, wonderful teachers that were at this school made it such a special place, that there was no place else like it. And I see our superintendent is here. Did you hear that, Dr. Martirano? Okay. It's the teachers who make all of the difference. Although he also shared something else with me, which was the teachers were so dedicated that instead of parent-teacher night, the teachers came to the house of the parents. So Mr. Charity said sometimes that was a good thing, and sometimes it wasn't that great of a thing. But you knew that your parents were going to know how you were doing in school if you went to the Harriet Tubman School. And Mr. Charity also shared with me, because this isn't just about the school, this is about the African American experience in all of Howard County. So he also shared with me that for the students who were then integrated into the neighboring schools, and Herman went to Howard High School, that one of the things that he recalled is that it was Harriet Tubman's sports teams and the camaraderie between the athletes all throughout Howard County that provided that social transition into their new high schools. And I have to also mention one more thing that he talked to me about, and that was Omar Jones, who was our first county executive, as well as the principal of Howard High School. And Herman said the thing that really made it easiest for him to come to Howard High School was the unbelievable welcoming nature of Mr. Jones at the time. So those are some of the recollections. This is a teaser because we are going to hear a lot more of these stories. All those people who raised their hands are going to be telling these stories today inside the Cultural Center, and I hope that you take advantage of this. I can't wait. I hope you can't either, to see all these exhibits and to have some, we can already smell it, fabulous food, okay, in celebration of this unique and enduring building and bring our county's history to life. Thanks to the collaboration from 2 county administrators and multiple county councils, and really to our Department of Rec and Parks. Where are you? Mr. Delarme, and all the people who work for Rec and Parks who made this come to life. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. I see some of you shading yourself from the sun, so we're going to be real quick. This is one of those moments. This is one of those moments when we all as a community should be so proud of Howard County. The good work that has been done to make this happen, all the people, and I'm not going to mention them all the people who've been engaged and working on it. Yeah, I think you're going to hear from Frank Turner, a former delegate. He, for the legislative part of it and for the money that was brought in from the state, he started it. He started it and made it happen. And look, so many people were involved. We should be proud. We should recognize the past. We should plan for the future. We should demand social justice. And I love working with all of you. I love working with all of you to make this happen, having played a small part in it. I love it because it says who we are, it touches us, and the memory is just so important to have. We cannot forget everything that has been done and everything that has happened. Just so grateful to everyone. Thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Gazzoni. Our next speaker is the Howard County School System Superintendent, Dr. Mariano.
Had a little fan club there in the front row. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, community, the community that I love and adore. I have lived in Howard County for 25 years, and as Delegate Atterbury was talking about the web and the continuation of our connections, I was really reminded, Delegate Atterbury, of the fact that Rosalind Atterbury taught my daughter at Clarksville Middle School, and so she was the recipient of that legacy. As I reflect today in a very quick manner, 1954 Brown versus Board of Education, the integration of schools, and think how many years it took for us to get where we need to be, but yet the work needs to continue. Let us not fool ourselves on this very special day that the forces of segregation and the resegregation of schools are around us. So when we think about things such as redlining, when we think about the issue of children being assigned to schools based upon zip codes and poverty levels, how we need to use this symbolic day in front of this groundbreaking moment in terms of a ribbon cutting to remind ourselves that we need to fully work hard to make certain that our schools are integrated for the benefit of all children in Howard County. And those forces exist today across our nation. So I congratulate you here today as we move forward as a county and as a nation, and I am so proud to lead our Howard County Public School System. Congratulations to everybody on this symbolic day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mariano. Our next speaker is a member of the Harriet Tubman School Advisory Council and a strong advocate who filed the first state bond bill for this project back in 2017. Please welcome former District 13 State Delegate Frank Turner.
Thank you, Raul. And let me, you don't get bond bills in Annapolis unless you have the support of the entire delegation. So it's not just about me, it's about the delegations over there who supported us and supported every one of those bond bills. So I'm very proud of what they've done. Lonnie, you took away half of my speech, so I don't have to worry about doing the background anymore because you did it for me. But I want to talk about why this is important. I didn't want to spend a lot of time, I only had a few minutes. But I look back at when I went to school in New York, I went to a fully integrated school system in New York. Then my parents moved in 11th grade to North Carolina. And I went to a totally segregated school system. Now, why is that important? Because today that school's not there. It's gone. And many of the other schools like Second Ward and Smith School, a lot of them in North Carolina are gone now. They aren't schools anymore. So this project becomes very important to preserve a part of our history in Howard County, to make sure that it will continue as a cultural center. The second reason I think it's important is to learn about the Three Musketeers and who they are, to learn about the slave quarters, where they were, to learn about the schools in Howard County, where they were, to learn about the landmarks, to go into the library and read about all the cultural books that we have placed in that library. I think that's very important that we have the history here. And I guess the third most important reason is that we can now have the future generations come to this very valuable cultural center and learn about not only what happened in high school, but hopefully kids will come from other counties into Howard County and will learn. So they'll get a chance to see what Howard County is all about and understand that this is a very important cultural center, and I hope that they will take advantage, not only by blacks, by whites, by everyone. And that's what we want to, the message we want to send today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Frank. Last but not least, the chair of our Harriet Tubman School Advisory and who actually began this process with us from the very beginning to the end of construction. She ran all of our meetings during that council member meetings. She was very on time, very strict, very made sure we were in line the whole time and during the construction project. And she's also the president of the Harriet Tubman Foundation. Please welcome Bessie Bordenave.
Hey there, how you all doing? Hey everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. It's hot out here and it's time for us to go inside and look around at the building, eat some of the delicious food, and have some good conversation. So that's my words. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bessie. Before we cut the ribbon, I would like to thank everyone who is here today who had, a part in making this facility a reality. It's amazing. I do want to give a special thanks to the following. Please hold your applause until I mention all their names. Murphy and Dittenhofer, our architects. Kane Construction, Inc., our contractor. If you're here, please raise your hand. First Floor Graphics and Team, our exhibit designer who has done an incredible job in the exhibit in the museum portion of this project. It's amazing. Wait until you get a chance to go see it. All the Harriet Tubman Advisory Council members, the Harriet Tubman Foundation, Mike Kamenich and Sharon Walsh, who are with the Bureau of Facilities who manage this entire project. Great job. Appreciate all your help. Last but not least, all the Recreation and Park staff and the Recreation and Parks Advisory Board. Thank you, everybody. This ends this part of the program, and I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Now it's time to cut the ribbon to officially open the new Harriet Tubman Cultural Center. And just a quick announcement, after we're done cutting the ribbon, we're going to start tours, and you'll be entered the side of the building over in that location. Okay? Thank you.
Coming on 3, 2, 1.